Hi everyone, welcome back to our video series on the new question types on the new digital SAT verbal section. Let's see what we have today. All right, so right off the bat, looking at our question, we can see that this says, which finding from the researcher's study, if true, would most strongly support their claim? So we know instantly this is going to be a new context question because of that phrasing, if true. So we're trying to figure out which of these examples would essentially provide evidence for the claim that they're making in the passage. So that's what we need to be looking for when we're reading. So let's see what we have. We have these two psychologists have argued that experiencing awe, a sensation of reverence and wonder typically brought on by perceiving something grand or powerful, can enable us to feel more connected to others and thereby inspire us to act more altruistically. Keltner, along with Paul K. Piff, Pia Dietz, and colleagues, claims to have found evidence for this effect in a recent study where participants were asked to either gaze up at exceptionally tall trees in a nearby grove, reported to be an universally awe-inspiring experience, or stare at the exterior of a nearby nondescript building. After 1 minute, an experimenter deliberately spilled a box of pens nearby. So again, we're thinking about that claim and what that claim is to start, which in this case is going to be right up at the top here, and that the psychologists are arguing that experiencing awe can enable us to feel more connected to others and thereby inspire us to act more altruistically. So feeling awe leads us to act more altruistically, so for the benefit of others. And then they provide a bunch more context here about the kind of experiment they do to prove this, which is where they have one group of people gaze up at trees, which is supposed to be awe-inspiring, and then another group just stare at a random building. And then after a minute, the experimenter drops a box of pens. So essentially they're kind of testing if one group looks up at the trees, one looks at the building, which group will pick up more pens or something along those lines. So then we need to look at our choices, and using process of elimination, which choice would you think would best prove this idea that they're setting up in the passage? So it's going to be A for this question. So if we look at A, it says that participants who had been looking at the trees helped the experimenter pick up significantly more pens than did participants who had been looking at the building. So again, the claim that they're trying to prove here is that the more awe people feel, the more altruistically they will act. In this case, that would be picking up pens. So that means that the group who's looking at the trees should pick up more pens than those who looked at the building. And that's exactly what this choice says. And all of our other options here, if we look at those, we can see that they kind of might be accurate to the results of this study, but they don't really support that claim that we're thinking of here, in that the people who looked up at the trees should have picked up more pens. So that would exactly prove their claim. So A is definitely going to be the right choice. Follow us for more content on the new digital SAT.